Good morning, everyone. My name is Halona Black, and this is our regular Wednesday AM meditative writing circle, where we meet for an hour to talk about a topic of the day. Um, and we'll be doing a few journaling questions just to be able to start the morning off right using our creativity. So I always like to start with just a short meditation just to be able to ground ourselves into um, the circle. Meditation is good to do before you actually start a writing practice or anything that you do, just because it helps you to introduce yourself to the fact that you're about to focus on your writing for a few moments. So um, if you'd like, you can sit with your eyes closed. If you want to leave them slightly open, if that makes you feel more comfortable, you're welcome to do that. Uh, um, and you put your feet flat on the floor if you can do that, or you can do, um, cross your legs if that feels more comfortable for you where you are. I like to put my hands on my lap, anywhere where it feels comfortable. And I just allow my breath just to sort of slow down and sort of catch up with where I am, where I'm sitting, especially if you've been running from one place to the next. I find it helpful to put my hand on my heart for a few minutes. You just breathe normally. You can feel your heartbeat start to slow down a bit. And if you could imagine there's a cord coming from the top of your head that goes through the center of your body, all the way down to the bottom of your feet. And it digs down deep all the way towards the core of the earth. You can start to visualize your own grounding. You can start to feel your body, at least for me, I can feel my body start to just pull down a bit to help you to focus where you are. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So for our topic for today is learning how, or being more aware of how it is that we know how to soothe our own anxiety. Um, of course, the world is always filled with events or that come up in our personal lives or events that come up in, they're just in life in general, where things are going to be unpredictable. And it's helpful to be able to sit down and think about how it is that we want to face those things. And so we can sort of turn our nervousness and fear and worry into things that look more like calm and actually look for opportunities where we can actually grow, be more creative, and grow our resilience. So I have three journaling questions that will help us to sort of think about that. So the next time we face anything that's uncertain, or even if you're going through something that is uncertain at the moment, you can start to sort of pull on those opportunities for you to be able to soothe yourself in a way that's healthy. So the first question that I have for us today is, where do I feel uncertainty in my life right now, in this moment? Where do I feel uncertainty in my life right now? And what you want to do is you just want to explore areas, they could be big or small, doesn't matter, where you feel the most anxious or uneasy. So you can name them and note how each one affects you physically and emotionally. That's the thing. So you're going to talk about what it is that's bringing you uncertainty and what it makes you feel like emotionally and physically. I'll put it in the chat. Okay, so the first question is, where do I feel uncertainty in my life right now, and how does it affect me physically and emotionally? Does anybody want to share first?
I'll share.
Yes, please.
Mhm. How you doing?
Well, thank you so much.
Mhm. Uh, I wrote, I don't feel uncertainty in my personal life. My uncertainty comes from the political climate and how that will affect my great-grandchildren and the children with whom with, they will interact with over time. In my calm, peaceful, playful moments, I can successfully ignore the anguish. But when I lift the veil of contentment and see the broiling sea of despair being experienced by humanity for so many ugly reasons, I take solace in the fact that I'm not immortal. When I get too deep in the reality of it all, I feel a quickening, a panic in my soul. The warrior in me rises up and prepares to strike. But at what? It is then I rely on the joys of disconnecting with a deep breath and a cup of dream tea. One sip and all is well.
Mm, that's beautiful. I love it.
Mhm. Mhm.
So not necessarily things that are within your life, but things that are of outside of you is
Yeah.
what you worry about, simply because you care about those who are coming after you.
Mhm. And I wouldn't say it's worry, it's just being forced to look at how things really are.
Mhm.
Right. The ability to escape, you have to create it because there's just no escape.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Exactly. You have to create it for yourself.
Mhm.
Thank you so much.
Mhm. Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Mhm.
I'll,
Anyone else?
I'll share.
Yes, please.
I didn't really necessarily write anything
Mhm.
like Carolyn. I love her words. I love it every time she reads something.
Mhm.
Um, mine is more or less where I feel uncertainty is just background. I just retired from a career and I've started a new career. So
Mhm.
it's just the future of my career. Um, I feel I've come so far and I'm at a brick wall with that. I know I can move on. That's not the problem. The problem is I'm putting more positive energy and furthering the career. The thing is that I feel like I said, I feel like there's a brick wall and I'm attempting to figure out what it is that I need to learn to get beyond that wall. There's something along the way. The reason why I'm not moving on is I don't believe that I'm learning what has stopped me. If that makes sense. So I'm trying to find out what my learning lesson is so that I can move on. I don't feel like I can't move on. It's just that I feel like there's a block there and I'm not getting the lesson that I need to learn to keep on moving. As for physically, I'm not feeling anything. Emotionally, um, I'm working with what is reality and what is what's being led by my emotions. Being able to see the reality versus emotions, what's leading me, and separating the two so that I can really focus in on the reality part and put the emotions to the side so that that doesn't get in my way. And
Mhm.
those are my words.
Yeah. Thank you. That's a
Mhm.
vulnerable share. Thank you so much. It's difficult to think about when you're changing from one career path that you knew and understood
Mhm.
and to move into another one and you're not quite sure, you know, how to be able to approach it.
Yeah.
So I understand that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Anyone else?
This is Akila. Good morning.
Good morning, Akila.
I'm feeling uncertainty about writing. My father was a writer, and my mom always wanted to write a book about her life. My dad was an unpublished writer who was very frustrated during the times he was writing in the 40s and 50s. He was discriminated against, because he was writing about the African diaspora, the Pan-African diaspora. And so I've always felt a little bit of pressure as an adult after they've passed to write, to like publish my dad's work and to write about, him and my mom. And I feel like there's a book in me, but I feel in my lifetime is going to happen. And I've put it off for so long. So I think not physically in my body, but emotionally, I feel some level of anxiety and stress around it, some pressure to start getting it done. And I've had conversations with my daughter about it, and she's willing to help me, but she's never written anything either. So just, I think that's my uncertainty, is around carrying forward the legacy that they've left and the responsibility for that, and understanding as an only child too that a lot of the things about them that are known are only known by me, and when I am gone, those stories about them will be gone as well. So yeah, that's what I have to say.
Yeah, thank you for that. That's a lot of pressure to put on yourself to be the person, the one person to carry on the legacy of people who are already passed and gone. I can certainly understand that.
Yes.
I feel the way about my mother. But in a lot of ways, I don't feel like I really knew my mother very well either. And then that brings up other anxieties, at least for me anyway.
Yes.
So
Okay. I can
thank
see
you.
that.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that, Akila.
Thank you for hearing me.
One more person, if there's anyone else. We can move on to the next one. Okay. I will move us to the next question. Is how can I reframe, excuse me, how can I reframe uncertainty as an invitation to grow? How can I reframe uncertainty as an invitation to grow? The question is, how can I reframe uncertainty as an invitation to grow? How can you change how you think about uncertainty so that you'll grow instead of shrink? Monica?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Pleasure to meet you all. Thank you for having me today. And
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for the question. How can I reframe uncertainty? I would just wanted to share that beyond uncertainty has always been a matter of financial stability for me. And so, to the point, so in that context, instability or unfinancial stability is something that, especially now at this age, I'm finding is different than when it was, when I was younger. For some reason, I would say that I reframe uncertainty, well, historically, just by, and I can share one of my favorite songs by Donald Byrd, which is Stepping Into Tomorrow. Stepping into tomorrow, my destiny is found. It's always been just a way for me to just, let go and do it. And it's the way I have framed my life, I guess. And so even now at this point, where I would say just because of our environmental circumstances and financial stability for me may not be as, even if during times when it was unsure, I was still confident enough to just step into tomorrow, just let go and take flight. It's always been my motto and it's always one. So at this point, I just have to remind myself to continue to step into tomorrow, and that's the way I'm going to frame my future. Thank you.
So you choose to be able to focus on the future so that you can move forward, as opposed to getting maybe stuck in maybe past decisions or anything like that. Thank you so much. That's wonderful. I appreciate that. Anyone else? Yes, Danielle.
Good morning, everybody. I'm just going to read this. I have begun to look at my concerns around parenting as an opportunity for me to grow, because the true bottom line is that is the last area of my life where I'm holding on to negative words from my own wounds. My soul rings out with whispers of, "You're not good enough." My children have never uttered those words to me. I can reframe this growth by challenging myself to examine the story I'm telling myself versus the reality of the situation. We have a great relationship. Who has the lock on parenting? Who is my competition? Is my uncertainty contributing to the very things I do not want? You tell your daughters to give themselves grace. You show your daughters that you are still your own biggest critic. You tell your daughters there are no mistakes, only learning and information. You show your daughters how to rehearse and examine every shortcoming, looking for blame and better. Speaking and writing this truth is a turning point. Growth abounds. Thank you for this question and this topic today. Definitely needed for me.
Thank you so much. That was really heartfelt. Thank you so much. I appreciate your answer and sharing it with everybody. That is a big deal. I'm not a parent, so I can't relate, but I can certainly relate to feeling like whether or not what I'm saying is actually what it is that I'm demonstrating to other people in the world. And it's especially important with your children. You want your children to do better and make better decisions than what you have made. And I can only imagine the level of anxiety that can induce in people, because it's lifelong. Like, I'm 47 and I'm still unpacking what my parents taught me when I was 5. So
Same. I can totally relate to Carolyn on the last question. And then, like, the world, it's like, oh gosh, the parenting, the generational thing, like, Lord, release us.
yeah, so thank you for that. That was really beautiful. Thank you. I'm sure your daughters are really beautiful people too.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Kim.
Good morning. It's so good to see everyone. I apologize for not being on camera this morning. But really quickly, I'm so enjoying, I always do. I get so much from being here on Wednesday mornings. And I was thinking about this, and it took me immediately, many, many years ago. This might sound unrelated, but I promise you it's not. Many, many years ago, I stopped smoking. And honestly, I've done a lot of hard things in my life. That was one of the hardest things I ever had to do. And one of the things that I learned from that is that I had to be willing. I didn't know what I was going to do if I wasn't a smoker. I would never have imagined myself as a non-smoker. It just was not a possibility. I couldn't see it. I was stuck. I couldn't see it. And so when it became necessary, for whatever reason in my mind, to stop smoking, I had to be willing to live in the space that was so uncomfortable. I had to be willing to be uncomfortable for however long I had to be uncomfortable. And I resolved in myself, no matter what, you're not gonna smoke, no matter what. Because I could smoke any and every problem away. You irritated me, I could smoke about it. I didn't like something, I could smoke about it. Smoking helped me helped me believe I was managing and controlling, and I wasn't. So uncertainty for me was an invitation to, number one, live in the present moment, because that's how I had to get through being uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing was to realize that I wasn't in control of anything anyway. And the third thing it taught me is that I could do hard things and that it was okay for me not to know. And that has been over years a great blessing, to be able to live in limbo, to be able to live in a space where I don't know what's coming next, because in my past, even if I could control it and make those decisions, they weren't always good ones. So when I let go and live in a space where I don't know what's coming next, it's always a better thing than what I ever could have created on my own. And that took courage. So it's an invitation for me to have courage, to live in the moment, to let go of what I thought I was in control of. And that's such a peaceful place to be. So it's really, for me, it was about being able to learn how to live in uncomfortability. And so I'm so grateful for this question and for you ladies to share your experiences with me. It's just so wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, Kim. I really love that. Particularly what you said about learning how to be comfortable with living in limbo. Those are powerful words. And I think what I am hearing you saying is that you just learn how to surrender to what is, instead of trying to, move it, change it, make it do something else. You just sort of just surrender to what is, and it allows you to relax, which is that's an advanced life skill that, some people don't always learn how to do.
Sometimes it's like, I feel like I'm gonna explode. And it was just like, okay, if you explode, you explode.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to be had to be open to the possibility of exploding, which is crazy. But yeah, thank you. You're right.
Mhm. Yeah, thank you so much. Is there one more person who wants to share? All right, we'll go to the next question. Let's see.
I just want to make a comment real quick.
Yes.
Thank you, Kim, for that. I wish my mother had had that kind of courage because she died of emphysema. And so I'm a bit of a crusader when it comes to stopping, smoking. So thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you, Carol.
Okay, so our next question, what simple routines or rituals help me find calm when I'm anxious about the future? What simple routines or rituals help me find calm when I'm anxious about the future? Okay, our third and final question of the day is, what simple routines or rituals help me find calm when I'm anxious about the future?
I'd like to answer that. Um,
Sure.
Mine is, it's two things. I generally am not an anxious person, but when I know that things are coming up or that there's changes or whatever, there are two things that I normally do. One is visualization. I visualize what it's going to be like and what I would like for it to be like. The second is I live as if, depending on what it is. Um, when I moved to the Virgin Islands, I lived as if for about 3 years. I literally lived as if, gave everything away. I had nothing in my living room. People are asking me what's going on. I'm saying I'm moving. When are you moving? I have absolutely no idea, but I know where I want to go. And eventually it did happen. It was a domino thing that happened, which was wonderful. But living as if helped me realize that it's really not as hard. I don't have to be, worried about, what's going on. You just live life and live as if you're going to, it's going to happen. The visualization really works well because it's something you can do at any time when thinking about the future or thinking about what's going to happen, sitting down and just doing a visualization, putting yourself in that space and feeling the comfort level, which kind of de-escalates any feelings that may be going on. So that when you come out of it, it's just like, okay, well, this is the way it is. If it doesn't turn out that way, that's fine. But you've put yourself in a position where whew, where you don't have to feel that uncertainty. I guess that's the best word to say. But those are the two things that those are my go-tos. When you take something, you throw it to the wall and it sticks. Those are my two things that stick to the wall. And that's it.
Thank you. I love that. It's always nice to have tools in your back pocket
Yeah.
when you face something that you didn't think that you would be facing. So
Mhm.
yeah, those are both great tools. Anyone else?
I'd like to read mine.
Sure.
I drink teas like mugwort, ashwagandha, or cinnamon. I take a bubble bath or foot soak with aromatic herbs, magnesium flakes, salts, and essential oils. I take a walk and listen to the birds, observe nature as she does her work. I cross water or go to the water, and I write. I express my emotions on paper. I also draw or color, cook something delicious and healthy, try a new recipe, dance even though no one is looking, listen to high frequency music, buy flowers or a plant that needs care, or go to lunch with a friend who has a healing aura.
That's beautiful. I love that. Those are all wonderful things. You delve into your self-care. One of the things that I've gotten into lately was putting cinnamon sticks into my herbal teas. Like I have a lot of some bitter teas that I take, like neem and nettle leaf and things like that. And just throwing a cinnamon stick in it's sweet, like not sugary sweet, but it has this like a sweetness to it. So it makes it taste, it makes the taste a little bit better. And then it has medicinal benefits on top of it. So I love cinnamon.
Yeah.
Green tea is so good.
I have to try that because
I
those
love
bitters taste like motor oils.
it. Just makes it a little bit more palatable for a minute.
Yeah.
Anyone else? For me, I like to create order, which is funny because when I was younger, I was like, what we need to clean up for? Like, What's I would watch my mom and she would just organize stuff. And I'm like, what? She would buy stuff for the organization, stuff to organize, the tins in the kitchen. And I was like, what is the point of all this? Going to Marshalls and stuff like that and go into like, the organization section where they just like the whole store is full of organization. I was just clueless about it. Now I get it. Now I'm like, I need to organize my kitchen and I have to do things at a certain hour. My clothes need to be in a certain space, creating order. I guess it's because it's the one thing that I know that I can control is my immediate environment. No one could come in and take over my immediate environment. And so it just makes it creating, I guess that's part of creating a home and creating a space for yourself where you feel comfortable and relaxed. And then it may not be the home, at least for me, it's not, I'm not in the home that, I absolutely love, but I can create order around me too, so that I can feel comfortable. Anyone else?
I'll share. Very simple. I love everything that's been mentioned. I'm an orderly person too. I need it. Things I do, I like to journal about the catastrophizing that goes on in my head and my heart and just get it out of my body. That's helpful for me. And then I like to laugh at the ridiculousness of all of it when I see it on the written page. I practice deep breathing, prayer, and mainly simply moving slower. I used to be a fast walker, a fast talker, a fast eater. And now I purposefully step and plant my feet as I walk. This was so funny to me. I still work. I work in DC and commute, and I ride a commuter bus, and people just rushing off the bus and I just walk and I catch right up to them at the light where we all have to cross the crosswalk together. But plant my feet as I walk. I am the proud lone voice in meetings that will challenge any self-imposed deadline that feels rushed for no reason. I eat my meals in a leisurely way. I take time with making decisions. I refuse to be pressured into anything. These small changes in my life have drastically reduced the level of anxiousness I have experienced and helped me to release it when some does pop up.
Thank you. I love that. I remember that DC traffic. I lived in DC for like 12 years. The traffic would just get worse and worse every year, which is one
Right,
of the
like where are you running to? Because the lady was like, "Can I get off the bus first? Like I'm late." We're all late. Like we all been in the traffic. We all on the same bus. Like, sure, get off the bus. You're 2 steps ahead. Like, what are you doing?
I know, it's crazy. I love all these routines. They're beautiful to hear. Anyone else want to share?
I can share. I wrote down, I think journaling is like the top one for me. Journaling and going outside just to get like fresh air and like not be in like a stuffy environment, just to kind of clear my head. But I also feel like I got great ideas from what everyone else was sharing, like Danielle with the walking fast, talking fast, eating fast. I feel like that's definitely a city life type of like that's definitely what I experience as well. So that makes me think about like just slowing down, like not, I'm naturally just a walker anyway, and then I walk fast on top of that. So just kind of just taking in the environment, not feeling like I have to get to my destination so quickly. It's going to be there whenever I arrive. So that just gives me kind of like more perspective on things. So I'm going to try to implement the slowing down of everything.
I love that. And I had a friend who was visiting this area. She's originally from New York City. And to listen to her make comments about general life, it makes me feel like I've done a lot in my life to be able to slow down. And so we went to Walmart and she would complain about, well, why doesn't everybody just put their stuff on the the conveyor belt when you get ready to pay? It just works more efficiently that way. I'm like, why are you worried about efficiency at Walmart? Like, just wait. Like, it's all right. We're all gonna pay. You're gonna get your items. No one's gonna take it from you. It's all right. Just relax. Why are you concerned? I mean, and she said it like it was a real thing. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Just calm down. Room for one more before we close. Monica?
Yeah, thank you so much. Like I said, first time here. It's wonderful to be here, and I'm so inspired by you ladies because I see how listening can help with writing in these circumstances. So I'll read what I wrote this time. I find calm with Yemen and Oshun on the river. The creases of waves fold on my lap and remind me of a mother's love. Should be like. I was close to my mother intellectually, but as I write this, I don't remember her in affectionate bear hug squeezes or sitting in her bosom. I do remember hanging around Daddy's neck and long car rides and time on the river with him. So I find myself there on the river, remembering Daddy and Mommy too, taking in the flow of my life in gratitude and prayer. Thank you.
Thank you. That was gorgeous. I love that. That was beautiful. Thank you. Was there another hand? One more? If not, we will go ahead and close the circle. Thank you, ladies, so much for showing up and participating. I really love seeing all your beautiful faces on a Wednesday morning. I really look forward to talking with all of you and sharing your really personal feelings and stories. So I don't take that for granted. We will be back again next week on Wednesday. I see a few new names, a few new faces. So thank you all so much for coming in. We do this every Wednesday and you're always welcome to come and participate. Is there anything else that I needed to share? I don't think so. So yeah, so I'll just see you all next week.
Okay. Take care.
Have a
Love you.
wonderful day. Love you too.
Hi, everybody.
Thank you,
Bye.
Halona. Appreciate it.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Have a great week, everyone.
You too.
Thank you.